All right. I'm just gonna double check, make sure everything's good and set up here. All right, we should be good to go. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Um, it is nice to see all of you guys today. Also, we got the Fear and Greed Index jumping up a little bit. I like that. I like that. Um, Also, we got the altcoin index kind of creeping up here a little bit as we see some altcoins popping off here. So um, one of these is interesting is that we've been talking about, which is as of recent, a lot of us CSS and a lot of people have discussed is inspect. Um, So it looks like you can participate and earn rewards in Tau tokens. So I know a lot of people have been looking about this, but they just raised 1 point. Yeah, so absolutely got to check inspection. I know a lot of people are looking into that. But look, so check this out. Today's video is just going to be about where I believe we're at in the market. And also, it's going to, I have a little bit different approach than some people. So I spend more of my time trading. This is my third cycle. I spend more of my time focusing on trying to find trades, and that's usually what I do best. And that is taking me a long time, I think, to kind of try to find what I like and what I'm looking for in a various cryptocurrency. Now, over the years, it's changed. And so, with time, everything changes, even the cycles, people's mindsets, what intrigues people. And so, today I wanted to talk about just some of the things that I'm looking at in the market today and just some of the things I'm seeing in the market today. And so recently, I know everybody's kind of witnessed, we've had a few various cryptocurrencies kind of, pop off, and kind of break out of some consolidation and some accumulation phases. But yet, we are still not to the point of seeing any real momentum one way or the other right now, right? And so as we go further, you guys know, for those that have been here for a while, know I'm very big at looking at the macro situation, and for me, it influences the whole market. Rate cuts are one thing. When I think rate cuts, right, it does make borrowing money cheaper, but I think of real estate, I think of other things. One thing I'm really looking for right now is for September to be a very bullish month. I'm hoping that I can hear some echo of quantitative tightening coming to an end, even if it's coming to an end, or stimulus coming to the economy. I'd absolutely love for this to occur. Right now, we are still in the midst of quantitative tightening, and altcoin season really correlates to the quantitative easing and stimulus of the economy, right? And part of that, so right now, what I am doing in the market is I'm looking for opportunities. I am not over extending myself right now. I'm not over trading right now. So the main thing is I'm not over trading, right this moment. I'm looking for opportunities. I'm looking for various cryptocurrencies that may see spikes in volume. I'm being very selective this cycle. And as you guys know, my portfolio is posted, but I have been very, very selective as far as what I have chosen this cycle. One of my big ones that you guys know of is Aerodrome. I really like Aerodrome Finance this cycle, and a lot of that's to do with Base and their integration with Chase. And so I wanted to go on integration. Coinbase. So I wanted to go on and kind of talk about Aerodrome and so JP Morgan, and this is jpmorganchase.com, and this is on their press release. I just want to talk about a couple of the cryptocurrencies that I'm bullish on, and also what can happen in a bull run. I think there's been so many people that have just been beaten up this cycle that, people are like, oh, a 3x would be good, a 2x would be good. I'm not here to give you a price prediction. I'm here to tell you that I'm still absolutely bullish on the market until proven otherwise. And I just want to go over this. So JP Morgan Chase and Coinbase launched strategic partnership to make buying crypto easier than ever, right? So the main focus here is direct bank to wallet connection. So it says Chase customers will be able to seamlessly link their bank accounts to Coinbase wallets. Um, you know, it, Forget everything else. I'm not here to read, right? This is so bullish for the base ecosystem. It's like, for me, right there, it screams Coinbase and the base ecosystem won the bid for the market. I'm not saying the entire market, right? There's so many bullish, opportunities out there. Um, yes, I am live. If you guys are out there, yeah. I would love to hear from you guys. If you guys have any questions, hey, what's up, guys? If you guys have been looking at any cryptocurrencies, I'd love to go through and kind of look at them together as well. So recently I have been making sure to preserve capital. I am waiting. So maybe the group's been wondering, like, okay, so there has been trades, of course. One cryptocurrency that I've been looking at. I'll pull it up here. Let's see. And I know this is not something new, and it doesn't have to be new. In a bull run, I'm not necessarily looking for something new at this point of the cycle, to be honest with you. Now, sometimes something new can absolutely be something that runs. But you also have to watch out for the vesting schedules and various things like that, as well as you do have to look at the vesting schedules of cryptocurrencies that have been around since the beginning of this cycle, because you want to make sure their vesting schedule doesn't correspond to all the tokens are released November, right? Because we're almost in September, and you want to make sure the vesting schedule isn't horrible. Carrot's been one that I'm looking at, and one of the reasons why is the chart's pretty much bottomed out here. And this is what I really like about Carrot. It's not about the protocol itself. It's a gaming coin. And I think when gaming runs, Carrot is just really, just look at that. Just literally looks like it's setting it up, right? Like, just perfect. But the chart's just absolutely bottomed out here. And it had an all-time, if you let's take this all-time high off the chart here. Let's just act like this didn't exist here, okay? Yeah, let's just act like that didn't exist. And right here, this is actually, now let's fast forward. Okay, so let's go through past December. We can all see that after December, most altcoins have just, that's been the pattern. Pretty much just downhill. I made a post somewhere here. Where was it? Like January, right here. I made a post somewhere in January that was like, we're just probably going to see downhill until July. I mean, I like I said, I was kind of hoping for it when I posted that in January. I was kind of hoping that we would kind of get some type of monetary, relief here, or rate cut, and we actually probably should have, if the jobs data had came in at that time. We may have gotten a rate cut. Oh well, we didn't. But this is one of the ones that I'm looking at, that I've actually started to build a spot position. It's not huge, okay? It's not, I'm not betting every last dollar that I have on Carrot, but it has a lot of upside. For me, it has more upside than it does downside. The chart's really bottomed out. Um, the next unlock is nothing too serious. It's only about 16 million carat. It's about 1.5% of the supply. There's only 1 billion carat. There's about 679 million in circulation. This coin sits at about 5 cents, a little over 5 cents. If you look, the investors, I mean, had paid 75 cents a share. And so that was in April of 2024. That's how much they paid, is about 75 cents a share. This one made an all-time high at 131. Say if you don't get back to the all-time highs, but you even got like right here. I mean, to possibly like, right here. Let's see. That's most contact points in here. Even if it got up to like 40 cents, I mean, look at what you got there. I mean, you got a solid even 20, like, I mean, what would that be, like a 20x there? Even if it got up back up to 40 cents, you'd almost be at like a 20x on Carrot. Even if it got up to 40 cents again, and that's like not even regaining anywhere near its all-time highs. Like even if it got up to like 40 cents again, like down somewhere over here, actually, this is 40 cents. So like all the way down here, like if we just got to here again, that would be like a 20x. So I've been kind of scouting coins, various tokens, you could say, that have a high, and obviously Carrot was not one that had a lot invested in it, which is one of my go-tos for Carrot, or sorry, for tokens, is looking what was invested. Not always is a token going to have a whole lot of money raised. I mean, you're going to even see some great projects that don't have a whole lot of money raised, and then you're going to see some cryptocurrencies that I'm going to go into a minute that have a lot of money raised. But as you guys see for the group here, I just want to bring this in perspective. Look at our buy points here. Look, our group bought here, sold here. Our group bought here, sold here. Two great entries. I mean, guys, that's textbook for us. I mean, we like our group was here, sold here, got in somewhere down here, and again pulled that off with Carrot. Really like to see that. And so let's see. Oh, okay, that's something else. But let's see if anybody else is on here. Trace chat. Yep, and so let's see here. All good tea leaves the same place. Yep, I see some people. Holiday. Okay, so yep. Some people on here, but anyway, so these are so Carrot, I've been looking at. These are a couple trades we've executed on the group category here. Some other ones. So a couple other ones that I'm looking at is Aptos for this cycle. I have not entered Aptos yet, but it's really at a good price point. One thing that I think people are missing about Aptos is I think it's going to be a sleeper this cycle. So first, the Aptos blockchain natively integrates and internally uses Move. So obviously, well, let's see here. The Aptos blockchain leverages a pipeline and modular approach. A lot of these new blockchains are using modular approaches, but one thing I wanted to get into with Aptos is not necessarily the consensus mechanism today, but what I want to get into with Aptos is that Aptos, it has a healthy trading volume, but like I said, like you can kind of see where the tokenomics are actually pretty decent with Aptos. We got like 700 million trading volume here, and that's actually not or sorry 33 million trading volume, and that is not so high. And we're kind of seeing that across the board as people kind of conserve, sit back, probably park in stables like a lot of us are doing right now, and not over trading right now. So the trading volume's fair on Aptos, but the tokenomics are very decent on Aptos. I like the tokenomics on Aptos. The one thing that I like is this, is when you go to fundraising on Aptos, they had $350 million that was raised on Aptos. And if you like Sui, I mean, you're pretty much an Aptos fan. In my book, like, you can look at them as two separate blockchains, which they are. But as far as having similar backgrounds, I mean, look, Jump Street, Circle, Franklin Templeton, I mean, you name it, all the big guys are here, putting big money up, $200 million raised, $150 million raised. Lots of money put into this project. Absolutely. And the tokenomics are really good. Sui, on the other hand, when we look at Sui or Sui, however you want to pronounce it, um, Aptos is ranked like almost 40, right? But like if you look at Sui's tokenomics, and Sui definitely, I think, stole the show as far as who won that the name race there. But the tokenomics on Sui is they got about 3.51 billion, but the vesting schedule is very good. Like, it's over the next 10 years. They're going to be unlocking the coins. So like the next unlock is tomorrow, but it's like so you got a Sui unlock tomorrow of like 57 million coins. So like their unlocks aren't extremely large, and their vesting schedule is not bad with Sui. Um, let's see, return on investment, guys. This is something I like to bring up, guys. Like I feel like I have to. If you look at this here, the investment price, right, was 3 cents, guys. Like I need to bring this to the forefront of like this is what I'm talking about. The IEO price was 3 cents on Sui, so they made a 11,000%. They made 110x on Sui. And it had a 3 cent IO price. But you go to something like Axelar, and also, for real quick before we jump, so they paid 3 cents, right? And if you go here to fundraising, they have some of the same groups. Let's see here. Um, so here it is. Circle, Coinbase Ventures, Electric Capital, Franklin Templeton. Like, there you go. Like, so similar investors with Sui and Aptos, right? But like I said, a little bit more, well, a good amount more, about 2 billion more in circulation than you do Aptos, and Aptos is a little bit further down the top 50, and the tokenomics are a little bit better with Aptos. I think Aptos is definitely going to be a runner this cycle. Definitely going to be looking to put some longs in for the group there, as well as I think it should do fairly well in the upcoming cycle. But like, Sui raised 405 million, and what's crazy is, like I said, they like the initial coin offering, or like basically like the investment price was 3 cents, which is absolutely, I mean, that's crazy. When you go here and you look at something, and you guys know, and so I'm not going to spend too much time, you guys know I like Axlar, but like, you never marry your bags, right? But like, I love the whole story behind Axlar. I mean, there you go. I think it says it for itself. It's on the Sui ecosystem, Say ecosystem, Mantle ecosystem, Injective, Blast, Arbitrum, BNB, Linea, Ethereum, Base, Scroll, Unichain, Avalanche, Moonbeam, Phantom, Blast, Scroll, Optimism, Polygon. I mean, you name it, they do it. They just had a huge announcement that they are going to be the go-to stablecoin. I believe, issuer for cross chain for South Korea. And they're in collaboration with Danal, the Danal Group, DANAL. So they just had some major news about stablecoin adoption in South Korea, and Axelar is leading that charge. But one thing I just want to go into, right, is the same people, Coinbase Ventures, Polychain Capital, these are the big guys right here. So Coinbase Ventures, so what I was getting at is, oh, I don't know why it's not coming up, but anyways, for Axelar, the initial, here it is. Sorry, I was clicking on the wrong one. The initial price that they paid was $1 per token. So the price was $1 on Sui or Sui. They paid 3 cents per share. Here it was $1 per share of Axelar, and they raised $50 million with an additional $30 million raised just in March. So these are some of the cryptocurrencies that I'm looking at, as well as I've talked recently about Sonic. Sonic, the reason why I like Sonic is it's got a native USDC rail. So I love the fact that it's got that native USDC rail. And it is still kind of bottomed out. And I've talked about range lows. And when I talk about range lows, and like if you also look at Sonic, you can't really compare this because Phantom was one of our runners last bull run, which it's not. Obviously, like this is, you know, a different cycle. Phantom rebranded to Sonic. Now Sonic is more integrated. But if you look at this chart, I mean, it's really, you know, started to really just bottom out. And that 30 cents range is starting to act as some strong support. But even if you look at Sonic, I mean, their ICO price was 4 cents, right? And so it's just something to keep in mind. But Sonic has been one that I'm keeping my eye on because it has not broken out from its accumulation and distribution recently. So it's one that I'm keeping my eye on. It's, you know, the tokenomics are pretty fair. It's got all tokens out of 3.22 billion in supply. Obviously, any proof of stake blockchain or hybrid proof of stake is always going to have some inflationary pressure because they reward the token stakers in that token. Those are a few that I've been going over, but there's one more that I wanted to talk about with you guys, and that one is Hyperliquid. Okay, so these are a few, and how and as I go, I hope that you guys are picking up on how I look at these different projects. So I can spend all day on here, right? And of course, I'm not going to spend all day on the video. Just, okay, I'm going to go through this whole video, and I'm going to go through every various cryptocurrency. No, that's not what I'm going to do, right? I mean, we have people in here that love to do charting. I love to do charting, but the thing one of my main strong suits is trading. I like to spend a lot of time putting trades up for the group. I love to see people compound their money and continually try to reach their goals. And that's what I love to do. So I'm always looking for new opportunities in the market. For Hyperliquid, this one is very interesting. For some reason, this one is bringing in absolute, not for some reason, I'll tell you what I'm saying that for. It is bringing in absolute unheard amount of fees daily. Every day, it's bringing in crazy numbers of fees through their, and I've actually started trading on Hyperliquid. It's a smooth interface. I love it. The thing is with Hype is it can't seem to, and right now, I mean, it's on Grayscale Research Top 20. It has made Grayscale's list of assets under consideration. You know, right now I'm looking for Hyperliquid to kind of break that $51 mark and kind of, you know, go into price discovery for Hyperliquid. Until then, this is a large cap that I feel comfortable accumulating. They have recently done a self buyback where they are using revenue from liquidations and various things on their perp trading and um, on their platform to actually buy hype tokens back. And the thing is if you look, it's got a super healthy trading volume, 223 million, as well as there's only 333 million, or you call it 334 million hype tokens in supply. So, I mean, out of a billion. So for me, really good tokenomics. They do not have a lot of dilution, especially with the buybacks. And on top of that, their vesting schedule, they don't even have another unlock. And the next unlock's only 200,000 hype, and that's not even for another 90 days. I mean, this one's tokenomics are amazing. I mean, this one I think is going to do very well, especially in the right monetary conditions. If we and like I said, I will keep the group updated when we get direction. I know sometimes, and I wanted to discuss this, that we want to over trade sometimes. Sometimes it feels like you want to consistently be trading. And I think I wanted to talk to the group about this. Is not all the time do you need to be trading. Sometimes parking in stables, making, doing the research, and preserving capital is best. Now, obviously, I've posted trades like the carrot trade did well for us. There's a few other cryptocurrencies I'm looking at right now for the group. So stay tuned. I have spot trades for those that like to stick to spot, as well as I have leverage trade setups that will be posted as well with take profit targets. Also, if you're in the group and you specifically are in a leverage trade, if it gets posted, put your stop loss above break even. That's always to protect your capital. So say you're up 15%, the markets right now are choppy. They're kind of coming in, kind of coming out. Now, there's going to be obviously some cryptocurrencies. Like recently, we had Pith breakout. There's going to be some cryptocurrencies that are going to be doing phenomenally well, and then there's going to be a lot that are going to be in that chop zone. So make sure if you're leverage trading and you're up, don't leave your leverage trade open without putting your stop losses above. For me, nothing's financial advice. You can do what you like, but I like to put my stop losses above break even, especially if I'm not going to monitor the trade. That way I know, okay, well, look, if it does choose to retrace, or say you have a job and you're working or you're going with your family and it retraces, everything's a-okay, right? And so that's just one thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today, is a few of these that I'm looking at. Another one that I am very strongly looking at that I want to show the group is this, before we go, is Zeus Network, okay? This one is a sole beta play, and it's a blockchain infrastructure play. You guys know I'm huge on blockchain infrastructure. For those that have followed me for the last year, and since I've been at CSS, since we started CSS, Zeus Network is such a banger of a play. Like, I don't know if anybody else has talked about Zeus Network but me, but this one I really love. The tokenomics are great. And so it's like an interop, but it's not an interop. So it's a permissionless communication layer, connecting blockchains. So, but it's built on the Solana virtual machine, and it seeks to build a cross-chain infrastructure by using the world's fastest, most affordable. Okay, so it's going to say Solana. Of course, it's going to say Solana is the best. Okay, but this is achieved by developing a Zeus layer, a pluggable and programmable network of nodes on the Solana virtual machine. And so one of the cool things is the first mission of Zeus is to introduce Bitcoin liquidity to Solana through our first DApp. It's called Apollo. So what's cool about Zeus? So it's blockchain. It's a blockchain infrastructure play, but you can actually stake Solana, and in return, you get BTC as a reward. It's called ZBTC. And so it's a really cool play. The market cap, it's a little bit down the risk curve. And so, like I said, the market cap 61 million. The tokenomics are pretty dang good. It does have some unlocks, but the unlocks aren't like super large, right? Like they have like less than 1 million coming out into circulation. So we got to look at the vesting schedule. But this one is an absolute one that I think is going to do phenomenal. See, look at this one. Price 57 cents is what they paid. They invested $30 million and they paid 57 cents a share. And so, like you looked at Sui, they paid 3 cents a share. And so, one of the things, like I said, I just wanted to, go talk to you guys about is finding these gems that these, venture capitalists have paid good money for, and these things have not ran, and finding ones that the vesting schedule lines up with what we're looking for. And so if you look here, they've got some tokens coming into circulation, right? And so if you look, right, let's see, it's a slow unlock, so they're not really like diluting the price by a whole lot. So like some of these, it's like 107K, 107K, 107K. And so like that's something we have to keep in mind with all of these. And one of the biggest things I have to tell people is if you're not watching the vesting on these cryptocurrencies, you'll get wrecked. Because the thing is later in the bull run is a lot of times when the vesting schedules open wide up and all tokens get dropped into circulation. But the thing is, if the cryptocurrency doesn't have 10 billion, 20 billion, 30 billion, 50 billion, like say if you're talking about Hedera or Cardano, and I know I'm not talking about their vesting schedules, but I'm talking about if you have a cryptocurrency with a large amount of circulating supply, you need to know their vesting schedule, because you need to know if another 10 billion is going to be dumped on your doorstep in November, and you're thinking, hey, things are going to be going good in the next few months, we get monetary policy on our side. These are things that you want to be looking at, and these are things I look at for you guys all the time. So this is just one that I've kept my eyes on. I really think it's going to do phenomenal. Zeus Network, definitely one I'm keeping in the crosshairs. And yeah, as far as another one, Layer Zero, maybe another spot play, swing trade. I think Layer Zero is going to do phenomenal along with Axelar. I think the whole interoperability niche is never going to go away. The infrastructure is going to be here to stay. And so really looking forward to that. The whole interop, Layer Zero. Axelar is actually doing a lot more numbers than Layer Zero, but Layer Zero, it's just got that appeal. And sometimes in cryptocurrency, it's not about necessarily which has the better tech. Caspa proved that. Caspa has amazing technology, but that doesn't mean it's the star of the show. Even though I've never sent something to a cold wallet faster than Caspa. Look at Caspa. That doesn't mean Caspa won't do insanely well. I believe it will. But that just goes to show you that just because the tech is great does not always mean everything. But in the end of the day, I still have said this since day one, since January. I've never been about AI. I've always said it was too speculative. I still am rooting for DeFi and infrastructure plays. I'm out for today. I have trades coming all this week for you guys. So I'm scouting stuff, looking at new things all the time, looking for various trades that we can get into, spot trades and leverage. So I'm out for the day. I hope to hear from you guys soon. And yeah, I'll post some trades this week and some updates. So talk to you guys soon. And yeah, so if any of you guys have questions, tag me. Look forward to hearing from all you guys. Peace out. Have a great day. All right. Peace out. Let's see. Yeah, I see a couple of these here. Yeah, let's see. What about Say and Akash? So listen, I will go into Say and Akash too. Definitely looking into both of those. Like Say, I believe is just going to do phenomenal. I think Say's just been behaving very strong, and Akash is a great token. I will be posting some updates. So if you want me to look into something, just let me know. But yeah, I absolutely think Say's a solid cryptocurrency, and Akash as well. Akash, I think, will do very well too. So, all right, guys, peace out and talk to you guys soon. All right.